Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmede Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Shri Harim Paramanandam Upadeshtaramishwaram Vyapakam Sarvalokanam Karanam Tam Namamyaham. Aparokṣānubhūtirvai Prochyate moksha siddhaye Sadbhireva prayatnena Vikshaniya muhurmuhu. So from verse 41, Ityatma deha bhagena Ityatma deha prapanchasyaiva satyata Yathokta tarka shastrena Tatra kim tatah kim purusharthata Ityatma deha bhedena Dehatmatvam nivaritam Idanim deha bhedasya Hyasatvam sphutamuchyate Chaitanyasyaika rupatvat Bhedo yukto na karhichita Jivatvam chamrushagnyayam Rajjau sarpagraho yatha. So this is the Vedantic method or prakriya. That first, dehatmatvam nivaritam. First of all, the notion that deha is atma is first removed by showing how atma is distinct from the deha, distinct from the body. To remove the complex that I am the body. Idanim, the next step is deha vedasya hyasatvam sphutamuchyate. By declaring Atma as different from the Deha or the body, it seems to create the impression that Atma and Deha are different from each other. So now we are showing how, even though Atma is different from the body, body is not different from Atma. Meaning that Atma being different from body does not create any duality. What is duality? When two entities, each enjoying independent degree of reality, they stand apart from each other, that is called duality. Just two is not called duality. If I stand in front of parallel mirrors, and many Swamis seen there. It is a hall full of mirrors, and different kinds of mirrors, concave, convex, and then if I stand in the center of the hall, there will be hundreds of Swamis. And mirrors are different from each other. Each Swami will look different from the others. One fellow is this way, that depends on the kind of mirror. So merely appearance of many does not make duality. If there are 500 mirrors in the hall, if I stand in the center, there are 500 Swamis. So if you want to offer a cup of tea to Swami, how many cups will you require? 501? No. Because how many you add up? 1 plus how many? All those, even though appear as many as 500, do not count, because in counting one, they are automatically counted. When one Swami has a cup of tea, all of them has. Yeah. So similarly also, looks like there are many Atmas. In the Sankhyas we told the argument that if Atma is one, then should it not be that when one is happy, everybody should be happy? Vedanta says no. Happiness or unhappiness. They say one is born, other is dying. One is happy, other is unhappy. One is bound, other is free. How can their Atma be one? So Vedanta says that to be born and to die is not the nature of Atma, is nature of body. To be happy and unhappy is not the nature of Atma, it is the nature of the mind. So bodies are many, minds are many, moods are many, but the self informing all of them is one. Because if you think that Atma is happy and unhappy, of course then there are as many Atmas as happy people are or unhappy people are. It's not so. So that way, there is manyness in body, mind, sense complex, manyness in upadhi, manyness in costumes. The one manifesting through all the costumes is one. To explain this, Upanishad describes how Ishvara in the beginning of creation created all these names and forms and entered them. Meaning thereby that it is one Ishvara alone manifesting through all the names and forms. The variety is not because of the variety in the Atma, it is a variety in costumes. Since habitually we superimpose the attributes of costume on the self, therefore we conclude that the selves are many. Rajjau sarpagraho yatha. This is sarpa, the snake is superimposed upon Rajju. So also, these costumes are superimposed upon Atma. And superimposition does not create a real duality. Jivatvam cha mrushagneyam. Jivatvam, sense of individuality also is mithya. Because even though Atma appear to be many, the manyness belongs only to the costume. Atma remains one, all pervasive. And therefore, there is no jivatvam, no individuality. Individuality itself is mithya. There is no individuality anywhere. All there is Atma, which includes everything, pervades everything. now, that Rajau Sarpagraho Yatha. Just as like the superimposition upon the snake, of the snake upon the rope. So that example is amplified further in the next verse. Says here, Rajvajnanakṣanenaiva Yadvadrajjurhi sarpini Pahati tadvacchitis sakshat Vishvakarena kevala. Rajju Ajnanat, same example, where because of inadequate light in the twilight time, a Rajju or a rope is mistaken to be a snake. So it is not mistake really, it is what we call a Brahma or delusion. So the snake is superimposed upon the rope. Or you can say, the snake appears as a rope. So Vedanta will say that snake is created. Snake is created from the rope. Rope is the cause, snake is the effect. But what is the relation between cause and effect here? Snake, a rope without undergoing any change creates a snake. That means now, the rope without undergoing the change, if snake is created without the cause, namely rope undergoing change, it can only be if snake is an appearance. So the rope appears as a snake. That's the model. Because of what? Because of ignorance. Similarly also, so Rajju Ajnanat Kshanenaiva. In a moment, in fact, the snake is created because of ignorance of rope. So Yadnu Rajju Sarpini Bhati. How the rope alone appears a snake. Tadvat Chitihi. Similarly also Chitihi, the consciousness. Sakshat Vishvakarena Kevala. Kevala Chitihi Sakshat Vishvakarena Bhati. Similarly, just one Chiti or consciousness shines as the whole universe. Just as the Rajju shines, the rope shines in the snake, and so also the consciousness shines as the whole universe. Meaning that just as the notion of snake is superimposed upon the rope, so also universe of the nature of name and form is superimposed upon consciousness. Therefore, wherever the name and form is, there the consciousness has to be. Just as the rope is the what we call adhishthānam, substratum, the snake is adhyaropa, superimposition. So just as the snake is superimposed upon the substratum, namely rope, and so also the names and forms are all superimposed upon the substratum, which is consciousness. Or asti bhati priyam. What is consciousness? Asti bhati priyam. We should not confuse consciousness with sentiency. We think that there is consciousness here, no consciousness in the table. Yes, Swami. There is no consciousness in the table. Otherwise, table should be able to be conscious. But there is more like sentience. Again, consciousness also has two meanings, that means, So consciousness is manifest in you and I. Yes. So that is the manifestation of consciousness where there is a subtle body. Subtle body, the consciousness, asti bhati priyam, manifests as life. as a sentient being, where subtle body is not, as in table and chair, the same asti bhati priyam manifests merely as existence, but not as not sentiency. So sentiency and insentiency, there the difference is because of the presence or absence of subtle body. What manifests is one asti bhati priyam. But the manifestation is different because of the medium of manifestation. For example, what manifests is one electricity. But if then the medium of manifestation is a bulb, then the electricity manifests as light. If the medium of manifestation is fan, then the same electricity manifests as speed, as movement, as heat, as cold, depending upon the medium of manifestation. So what is many is the medium, what is one is what manifests. So also there are certain upadhis, like yours and mine, where asti bhati priyam manifests as life. And there are other upadhis, names and forms as table and chair, but the same asti bhati priyam manifests merely as existence. So that this is sentient and that is insentient is not because consciousness is present here and absent there, no. It is because that which brings about the manifestation of sentiency is here and not there. Therefore, one is sentient, other is not sentient. Both of them otherwise nothing but they are both inert and paraprakasya and jadam. As far as the Vedantic terminology is concerned, this also is jadam, meaning this also is not self-shining. Where the subtle body is, the self-consciousness manifests as life, but subtle body is equally inert because that also is not self-shining. So whole universe of names and forms is jada, paraprakasya, whether sentient or insentient. Chinmayam vyapyat sarvam trailokyam sacharacharam. Sacharacharam, sentient and insentient, whatever is all vyapi, is all pervaded chinmayam, meaning by consciousness. And that's the reason why wherever you go, you must find what is consciousness? Asti bhati priyam is consciousness. We should not confuse consciousness with sentiency. We would think that where consciousness is present, the thing must necessarily be sentient and therefore must be conscious. No, that consciousness is the function of mind, understand? That I am conscious of part and conscious of this is all function of mind. Where mind is not there, that kind of consciousness is not there. But asti bhati prem is always there. Therefore, what is this part? Pot shines, pot is there, asti bhati priyam. What is pot? Name and form. What is name and form? Superimposition upon asti bhati priyam. You follow? Take any object. The name and form is superimposed upon asti bhati priyam. This name and form of this object, what is it? If you split it apart and then want to investigate what is the essence of this thing, what will happen? Keep on dividing and subdividing and what will remain? Nothing will remain, nothing tangible remain there. What remains? Only existence, that's all. Where is the one inquirer's existence remains and self-shining asti bhati remains, priyam. So thus you take anything in the world, it reduces to asti bhati priyam. which cannot be reduced further. It is the what they call irreducible substrate, meaning cannot be reduced further. So anything, good, bad or indifferent, understand. Saint or a sinner, mount or an atom, ocean or a drop of water, take anything. All of that will be reduced to simple asti bhati priya. Meaning that the truth of anything is that it is, that it shines, that it is dear. Asti bhati, that's the only truth here. Rest is what? I mean, when a physicist also tells us that this tangible matter is nothing but intangible energy, is it not so? Energy manifests as this tangible matter. This tangibility is relative, understand? Depends on the spirit of the observer. If you are riding on a space ship or something, of which the speed can be increased at your will, as your speed increases, this thing slowly and slowly loses its tangibility, loses its shape and form. And if you suppose ride at the speed of the light, this one disappears. So Einstein demonstrated all of this as to how this solid, all these walls and the shapes, they all start becoming blur and blur and blur as the speed of observer increases and disappears. Meaning that this is also a projection, depending on how you observe it. Anyway, doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that what appears tangible is only a standpoint, because what it is nothing but energy manifesting as that. That's how far physics can go. But what is that energy? We'll say that consciousness manifests as energy. It's what we call prakriti. A prakriti of primordial matter is that energy. But as far as we are concerned, that prakriti is not the most fundamental principle. The most fundamental principle is consciousness, which manifests as prakriti, which manifests as the universe of names and forms. So consciousness manifesting as the universe of names and therefore, wherever you probe, it will lead you to consciousness, which is asti bhati priyam. Bhati tadvachiti sakshat. Just as the same consciousness shines the whole dream world, that is very simple to understand. Chitta Chaitanya Vilasa Dadrupana. This poet saint Narsimha Mehta says, Chitta Chaitanya Vilasa Dadrupana. Chitta Chaitanya is consciousness, alone manifests as this universe. So Bhati Tadvat Chiti Sakshat. Chiti or consciousness shines as the whole universe. Vishvakarena Kevala. Chiti does not require anything other than itself to create the universe. To create the whole universe, the Chiti or consciousness does not require anything other than itself. It is a material cause. We have discussed this earlier. How can consciousness become material cause? Because material cause should necessarily undergo a transformation to become effect, like the clay should undergo a transformation to become a pot. But consciousness by its nature is unchanging, changeless. How can it get transformed into the universe? The only way is when consciousness doesn't get transformed as universe, consciousness just shines as universe. The universe is not real, it is merely an appearance, consciousness appearing as the universe. Bhadi tadvat chiti sakshat vishwakarana kevala. Kevala chiti, one non-dual consciousness alone. Since the whole universe of name and appearance does not create duality, just as I shine as many Swamis in the mirrors and they do not cause duality also, so Chiti shines in the whole universe. It's not counted second because you count Chiti, everything is counted. You count gold, all ornaments are counted. You count one Swami, all of them are counted. Meaning that Mithya is not counted separate because Mithya does not have its own existence, independent existence. Therefore, the universe does not stand apart from consciousness because Chiti alone manifests the universe. So just as the snake does not stand apart from the rope snake example, and so also the universe, which is manifestation or superimposition, does not stand apart from Chiti or consciousness itself. Therefore, there is no duality. So same thing is stated in the next one here. Upadanam prapanchasya brahmano nyanna vidyate tasmat sarva prapanchoyam brahmaivastina chetarate. Prapanchasya upadanam. Prapancha means this universe. Upadanam, the material cause of this prapancha. Brahmana anyat na vidyate. Brahman, you call it Chiti, consciousness. Call it Brahman. Call it Atma. It's the same thing. What is the difference? But then Atma also means that it is all pervasive. Self of all, substratum of all. Chitti means consciousness, which also is illuminating everything and sustaining everything, so it amounts to the same thing. Brahman also means the self of universe. So earlier the word used was Chitti. Before that Atma. In this verse, Brahman. Upadanam prapanchasya brahmana anyat na vidyate. Prapanchasya upadanam, the material cause of the universe. Brahmana anyat na vidyate is not apart from Brahman. Brahman is the material cause of the universe. As you say, Chiti, or consciousness is the material cause. No, Brahman, call it Brahman or consciousness, is changeless. How can changeless be the material cause? Not in the primary sense, only in the sense that what is caused or what is created is appearance or mithya. Therefore, Brahman or Chiti does not require anything other than itself. To create the world it will require. To appear as world it doesn't require. The rope snake example, the snake was really created and you require something other than rope. Snake is an appearance, rope is enough for the appearance of snake. So also, Asti Bhati Priyam, you call it Atma, call it Chiti, call it Brahman, is alone because it doesn't require anything other than itself for appearance of the universe. There is no real creation. What is this? Appearance. So Vedanta says that there is no real creation anywhere. All there is just appearance. What do you mean, Swami, no creation? There is no change. All there is superimposition. This is what Vedanta says. Any kind of creation is nothing but the superimposition or mere appearance. There is no real creation. So then these Sankhyas and others say, wait a minute, is it not that the milk gets transformed to curd? Is it not that the milk gets transformed as curd? How do you say there is no transformation? The curd gets transformed as buttermilk. That gets transformed as butter. That transformed as ghee. So this is all transformation. The gold gets transformed into ornaments and clays, pots and pans. How do you say there is no transformation? Vedanta says no transformation. Because you say milk gets transformed as curd. What is milk? Milk is milk. What is milk? Some molecules, which are some atoms, subatomic particles. Means what? Asti bhati priyam. The real substance in milk. As far as Vedanta is concerned, only substance is what? Brahman, asti bhati priyam, or conscious. There is no other substance. Asti bhati priyam appears as milk. So one appearance of asti bhati priyam is called milk. Other appearance of asti bhati priyam is called curd. A third appearance is called yogurt, buttermilk, and butter, and ghee, and whatever you want. Because if you take ghee, what is it? Asti bhati priyam. Any name in form ultimately reduces to asti bhati priyam. There is no substance left. In pot also, if you reduce this pot to its most fundamental, it simply reduces to what? Asti, leaving nothing else, no tangibility, no substance is left. For a physicist, it gets reduced to energy. For Vedantin, it gets reduced to asti bhati, consciousness. No substance. Substance is all what? Nothing but appearance. It just throws it off, that's all. That there's so many substantial things. There's no substantial wall. Oh, there's this is all mithya wall. Oh, Swami, can you walk through that? So that's the question, yeah? The whole universe. Wall is also mithya, yes. Can you go through the wall? No. How can you call it mithya? So not going also is mithya. Yeah. So why is it going alone is real? So he said about a Vedanta, he's just walking along a narrow road and then with a couple of people, and then it seems that an elephant is coming from the opposite direction, and that fellow shouts, "Hey, run away, this is a mad elephant," and he runs away. Then the elephant goes. So the person says, "Swami, you said that elephant is mithya?" He says, "Yeah." "Why did you run away?" "Running away also is mithya." This is not a joke, it is true. We are too emotional and too attached, that's why we can't, everything, this is not mithya. Once you give up that emotion business and attachment, become purely objective. There's no difference between this and that and this. For a physicist, there's no difference. Ultimately, everything comes from molecules and atoms, and basic atoms are the same stuff. And then you go to electrons and this, that, and that. So same stuff makes up, even organic matter, inorganic matter, all of them reduce the same substance. Is not so? Am I right? At sometimes, organic, inorganic differences created on the process called sentient, insentient, Organic means sentient, inorganic, insentient. But it all reduces the same stuff, which according to us further reduces to asti bhati priyam. Think about it, and this is true. It's just our emotion and attachment that this is Atma and this is this and that is that, and then keep crying and weeping and all that stuff is okay. That you can do if you... But then there is no valid reason for doing that. Tasmat sarva prapanchoyam brahmivastena chetarat. So in as much as clay is the material cause of all the pots and pans, so let us say, so all pots and pans are nothing but clay, is it not so? In as gold is the material cause of all the ornaments, so what are they? Nothing but, there may be 1,000 ornaments, but really there is only one gold. So effect is never separate from material cause. Effect is manifestation of material cause. So ornament is not separate from gold. In fact, ornament is nothing but manifestation of gold. Gold manifesting is bangle and earring, etc. Is it not so? Meaning that it is the upadana karanam or material cause that manifests as effect. Clay, the material cause, manifests as pots and pans. Gold, the material cause, manifests as the ornaments. So what's the rule? Material cause manifests as the effect. If Brahman is the material cause of the universe, then what? Brahman manifests as the whole universe. So just the effect is not counted separate from material cause. Ornament is effect. Cannot be counted as separate from gold, which is material cause. The pot is an effect. Cannot be counted separate from clay, which is the material cause. So also the whole universe of names and forms is in effect. Cannot be counted as separate from the material cause, which is what? Asti bhati priyam. Satchit ananda or satyam jnanam anandam, meaning Brahma. Tasmat sarva prapancha, therefore the whole prapancha is what? Brahma eva astena chetara, therefore this prapancha nothing but Brahman. So can effect create a duality from cause? No. Effect is nothing but the cause appearing in that form. What is the universe? Brahman or Atma appearing as the universe. And therefore, the universe of Prapancha cannot stand apart from Atma. Therefore, there cannot be duality between Prapancha and Atma. Whereas Atma is independent of Prapancha, Prapancha is not independent of Atma. Whereas clay is independent of the pot, pot is not independent of clay. Whereas Atma, Brahman, Asti Bhati Priyam is independent of the Prapancha, Prapancha is not independent, and therefore it cannot be counted as second. There is no duality therefore. But you say Atma is all pervading. Atma pervades everything. Brahman pervades everything. So when you say Brahman pervades everything, then Brahman is called pervader. If something, and everything is pervaded, So Brahman pervades everything, you follow? So everything is pervaded and Brahman is that which pervades. So looks like the one that pervades and one that is pervaded. So pervades and pervaded. In Sanskrit, Vyapya and Vyapaka. Vyapaka, that which pervades. Vyapya, that which is pervaded. So clay is that which pervades and pot is that which is pervaded. Clay is Vyapaka, pot is Vyapya. Ornament is Vyapya. What is Vyapaka? Gold is Vyapaka. So name and form is what? Name and form is what? Vyapya. And what is Vyapaka? Asti Bhati Priya. So now there are two entities. Vyapya, Vyapaka. Vyapaka is one, Vyapya is another one. Vyapaka, Asti Bhati Priya. Vyapya, name and form. So then, don't they enjoy? You said there is no relationship. Don't they enjoy the relation Vyapya, Vyapaka? What is pervaded is always different from what pervades. Jagat is pervaded by Brahman, so Brahman is that which pervades. Jagat is what is pervaded. So then that difference remains. Katham, how do you say that Prapancha is Brahman? Brahman pervades and Prapancha is pervaded. So pervaded is different from what is pervaded. Therefore, Prapancha is different. You follow? What is our usual experience? What is pervaded is different from what pervades. The space pervades the hall. Hall is different, pervaded, space pervades. Jagat is pervaded, Brahman is that which pervades. So that difference, does it not remain? So next verse says, Vyapya vyapakata mithya sarvamatmeti shasanat iti jñāte pare tattve vedasya vasarah kritah. Vyapya vyapakata mithya. This whole idea of something pervading and something pervaded, in fact, is mithya. Meaning, what is pervading, what pervades is what is pervaded is not separate from what pervades. What is pervaded is not separate from what pervades. This ornament is pervaded, vyapya. What pervades? The gold, vyapaka. So ornament is vyapya. Gold is vyapaka. Can you say that the ornament stands apart from gold? Although we use the expressions, vyapya and vyapaka, when you use different words, in our mind, the idea is that there are two entities. Because each word has its own meaning. And therefore, when this is called vyapya and gold is called vyapaka, naturally two words are there, two meanings are there, therefore they refer to two separate entities. Says no. Because what pervades is a material cause. What is pervaded is the effect. And an effect is never separate from material cause. Basic principle of Vedanta. The effect never stands apart from material cause. Effect is nothing but the material cause in a different configuration. Effect is nothing but the appearance of material cause. Therefore, effect cannot pose a duality with reference to material cause. That ananyatvam arambhana shabdadeva, so Upanishad, Brahma Sutra says, that ananyatvam, Jagat is not separate from Brahman. Because arambhanam, what is created is mithya. Mithya never stands apart from satyam. Sarvam Atmedi Shasanad. What is Shasanam? Shasanat Shastram. We have the word Shastra means what? Scripture. Why it was Shasanam? Shasanat Shastram. Shas means to teach or instruct. Shas also means to rule, but Shas also means to teach. So Shastram. The Karma Kanda is called Shastram because it rules. Do this and do that. Upanishad is Shastram because it teaches. So Sarvam Atmedi Shasana. By the statement of the Upanishad, it's Sarvam Atma. What is his Atma? How does Upanishad? So there is Upanishad called Taittiriya Upanishad. The Taittiriya Upanishad describes the process of creation. How does it describe? It says, Tasmadva etasmad atmana akasha sambhutah. From that Brahman, which is this Atma, Tasmadva etasmad atmana. Tasmad, from that Brahman, etasmad atma, which is Atma. So already two things are said to be one, by the way. From that Brahman, which is Atma, Akasha Sambhutah, the space emerged. And then from space, from air, fire, and so forth. So that very statement says, Atmana is the fifth case. It's called Apadana Panchami, is the fifth case used for denoting material cause. From clay the pot comes, from Atma the space came. So Atma is what? Material cause. Space is the effect. Effect never stands apart from material cause. So space never stands apart from Atma, from which it is emerged. Akashad Vayu, again fifth case. So from Akasha, which is material cause, Vayu, the air, element air comes. Vayoho, Agni. Fifth case. From Vayu or air, which is material cause, emerges fire. Agnehe, Apa. What is Agnehe? Which case is that? Agnehe. Fifth case of which word? Agni. So Agnehe. Fifth case of the word Agni. From Agni or from fire, Apa, water. In each case, fifth case, each previous one is the material cause, each following is the effect. Effect is never apart from material cause. It is material cause that in fact manifests as effect. So Atma manifested as Akasha. Akasha further manifested as Vayu. Vayu further manifested as Agni. Agni further manifested as water, as earth, as the plants and trees, as the food, as the body, as the whole world. So ultimately, what is the original thing manifesting? Atma alone manifesting through all the different stages. It is like this. In this to describe what Swami says, this is a chain made of various rings, I don't say it, but let us say, you make little rings and make chain. So the beginning, with a lump of gold that got transformed into a bar. From that, you made a wire that you cut into pieces. You make those rings. From there, you make the chain. Now, every time the name is different. First, a lump of gold becomes a bar, becomes a wire, becomes pieces, becomes rings, becomes chain. The name changes, the form changes. Does the substance change? It is gold alone that gets different names, is it not so? Gold is the material cause that itself gets different names at different stages. So here, what is the material cause? Atma, Chaitanya is the original material cause. From that comes Akasha, space. From that, air. From that, fire. From that, water. From that, earth. Like first lump of gold, then a rod, then a wire. The name changes, the form changes, does it change? It all means that it is gold alone that is at all the stages, and gold pervades each one of them. Gold alone is there as chain. So also Atma alone is Akasha. That alone is a different name of Atma. That modifies as Vayu, another name. At all stages is what? Nothing but Atma. Therefore, what's the whole universe? Just as the whole universe of ornaments is only gold, whole universe of waves is nothing but water, so also the whole universe of names and forms is what? It's Atma. Asti, Bhati, Priya. Sarvam Atmedi Shasanad. Upanishad, everything is Atma Vedam Sarvam, all of this is Atma. Iti jnate pare tattve. Thus, pare tattve jnate. When you know para tattva, when you know the ultimate reality, which is what? the self, which is Asti Bhadi Priyam. You see that the names and forms, they do not stand apart from the self, nothing but manifestation of self. Then where is the duality? A child does not know that what appears in the mirror is himself. So when a child stands in front of a big mirror, it sees something and then it starts crying. Or starts playing, one of the depends on the child. Or a little, what do you call it, a bird, a sparrow. Mirror or a wash basin. Now it is fighting with the fellow or playing, I don't know what it is, but then it does, thinks that there is a different entity inside. Ignorance alone causes the notion of duality. What appears is, we are all enlightened, so when we look at the mirror, reflection, we are not deluded. If the mirror happens to be a distorted mirror and my reflection appears distorted, then also I am not deluded. Yes, something has happened to me. In Ahmedabad itself, we have a garden, we have a park for children called Balwadi. In that there is a room in which they have placed variety of big, huge mirrors, concave mirrors, convex mirrors. You stand in front of them, you look very funny, you look like this, like that. Do I start crying? Oh, what happened to me? No. Everybody laughs. Why? Because this is all mithya. I know that I have become that without undergoing any change. Thank God. Without undergoing any change, I appear as that. So many Atmas, Swamis are created. So, iti jnate pare tattva. When you know who you are, when you saw all those things, then you recognize you alone. As long as I think that I am this body, so long I see all of this as different. But when I recognize that I am simple Asti Bhati Priyam, conscious alone I am. It is merely a medium of manifestation of consciousness. A costume put on by me. The one manifesting through the costume is what? The self, Brahman, consciousness, Asti Bhati Priyam. Iti jnate pare tattve, when the param tattva means when the true nature of myself is known, then it is known, everybody's true nature is known. Do I need to separately then know you? That, oh, just as in this costume, this Asti Bhati Priyam, but that costume is different. No, it is costume. Same Asti Bhati Priyam in that costume. Whether it is an ant or whether it is Brahmaji, whatever it is, any name and form, I realize when I see myself as Asti Bhati Priyam, as a self of this one, I recognize that what is nothing but manifestation of I. Bhedasya avasarah kuta. Where is the occasion for any duality or division at all? When Paramatattva is known, if Atma is known as a Jiva, Atma as an individual, nothing but duality. Vision notion arises from identification as Upadhi, but a real Upadhi is Upadhi. Costume is costume. Then I see that the king also is the same, beggar also is the same, minister also is the same. All those fellows are the same. Same actor. But the question is, I see this duality, how can you call it mithya? I see it all, I see the whole world, tangible world, And some fellows like me, some fellows don't like me, some fellows do this. How can you call it mithya? So next one says, Shrutya nivaritam nunam nanatvam swamukhena hi katham bhaso bhavedanya sthite chadvaya karane. Shrutya nivaritam nunam. Nunam. Certainly. Shrutya swamukhena hi nanatvam nivaritam. In her own words, the Shruti has denied or dismissed the duality. What is the statement there? Deha nanasti kinchana. Very famous statement. Deha nanasti kinchana. Here in Brahman, there is no duality whatever. Then mrutyosya mrutyum gacchati, etc. Manasaidevam aptavyam deha nanasti kinchana. Upanishad says that you have to see this fact in your mind, that there is no duality. Where? In Brahman. In Upadana Karanam. If you consider reality as name and form, there is duality. But if you realize that the name and form is nothing but the Upadana Karanam, material cause, then material cause being one, in Brahman, in that material cause, there is no duality. So, Swamukhenai Shrutya Nanatvam Nivaritam, without any doubt. So some statements may not be very clear. Some statements may leave room for questioning, or room for different interpretations. Spashta Brahmalinga, Spashta. So sometimes Brahman may be talked about but may not be very clear. Some statements sometimes lend themselves for different interpretations. Then you may not be able to arrive at the definite understanding. But some statements are very clear. Neha nanasti kinchana iha. In Brahman, kinchana, whatever. Nana nasti, there is no duality, whatever in Brahman. No statement like that leaves no doubt at all. So nunam, it is ascertained very firmly by the Shruti that in Brahman there is no duality. Nanatvam nivaritam. So Shruti in her own words. So we gave the yukti earlier. What is yukti? The reasoning is that the effect is never separate from material cause. Number one, that Brahman is the material cause, therefore the universe, the effect cannot be separate from the material cause. Number two, the superimposition can never be separate from adhisthānam. Like snake is superimposition can never be separate from rope, which is adhisthānam. Or the appearance cannot be separate from reality. Mithya cannot be separate from satyam. The superimposition cannot be separate from substratum. The effect cannot be separate from the material cause. Three reasons are given. So Atma is the material cause, universe is effect, therefore it cannot be separate from Atma. Atma is substratum, universe is superimposed, therefore it cannot stand separate from Atma. Atma is reality. Appears as mithya, that is universe, cannot be separate. Now Shruti is quoted. Yukti is given, but this is where are you getting this from? It says we are getting it from Shruti. So we are providing reasoning which is not created by us. It is reasoning merely in keeping with what the Shruti says. Vedanta provides not proving logic. The logic that we provided is not proving logic, it is supporting logic. My eyes tell me that this is orange color. My mind says, wait a minute, it can't be orange. I left a yellow cloth here yesterday, how can it be orange? And so, now, then logic if I provide, then it will be nothing, not proving logic. Proving is only by eyes. The logic will be, wait a minute, somebody else can brought it here. Maybe they changed it, they washed it. They take away every day, and they wash it, so maybe a different color has come. So when I say that this is orange, I cannot provide reason to disprove it. No other pramanam can disprove what one pramanam says, meaning that when I say that this is an orange color, no reason can disprove it. So Shruti says, Neha nanasti kinchana. There is no duality whatever. All there is one non-dual. Then reasoning cannot disprove it. So we provide supporting reasoning, not proving logic, but the supporting logic to explain that statement. Nanatva nivaranena advaya karane abhinamittavara brahmani sthite. That Brahman is both the material as well as the efficient cause, one non-dual. When that is there, appearance cannot be separate from them. So not only Shruti asserts the non-duality, but condemns duality. That's also important. The Ninda also is important. So says the next verse, Doshopi vihita shrutya mrityor mrityum sagacchati iya pashyati nanatvam Mayaya vanchito naraha. Shrutya doshopi vihitaha. Not only Shruti asserts the non-duality, but also it condemns the duality. How? Mrityo samrityam gacchati yaihananeva. See, you have to know all the Upanishads to understand this text. The thing is, see, we told you, this is supposed to be a preliminary text, introductory text, to prepare us for studying Upanishad. But when will you know this? You have to know all these Upanishads, where then only you can understand the verse, and you can understand the verse if you understand Upanishad. That is all, So says, Doshopi vihita shrutya mrityos mrityum gacchati. Now we don't know what, but if you know Upanishad, then you know where it is coming from. Mrityos mrityum gacchati yahananeva pashyati. Upanishad says, this one goes from one death to the other. Who says nana or duality, he goes from one death to the other. What is duality? When I look upon the world as different from me, and myself as different from the world, what there is in life is nothing but death. Death means all suffering. From one suffering to the other. So what does Upanishad say? All suffering is caused because of what? Because of looking upon the world or anybody else as separate from me and myself separate from them. Moment we see division with anybody, what is there is mrityu. What is there is fear. What is there is suspicion. What is there is insecurity. What is there is suffering. That's all there is. Mrityo samrityum gacchati yahananeva pashyati. The Upanishads' diagnosis of this repeated cycle of birth and death, or either Swami would say, not merry-go-round, but the samsara is what? Sorrow-go-round. What's the cause according to Upanishad? Yahananeva pashyati. One who sees as though duality. There is no duality, but you still see. That is enough to create all the miseries in life. See, this is the Vedanta's diagnosis, for the disease of samsara. Swami, you don't know. What do you know? You don't know how the world is. You don't know. What do you know? You keep talking about Vedanta and then it's just, so what? But you try to solve the problem once by saying non-duality. See how it works. Find this fellow, all right. So that is what it is. Look at that fellow closely. Who is that fellow? Is body that fellow? Is mind that fellow? Who is that fellow? You find nothing but consciousness. Others are all what? Nothing but the costume. Who is this fellow or felly? Who is that? Also, same consciousness in the if I recognize myself as consciousness in a given costume, then everybody turns to that. Is it not so? all the build-up is there on account of seeing the division. In one there cannot be any problem because suppose my hand, does this. Do I punish my hand? Suppose my teeth, they crush the tongue. Do I punch the teeth? I don't. It's only one. If teeth were different and tongue was different, then that would be a different thing, Then there will be fight between them. Sometimes this hand, this itself, by mistake, but you don't punish this hand, you don't punish your leg, you don't punish because it's you. So you realize that this is I. Where is the question of punishing? Who is punishing what? Whom? Who is hurting whom? Meaning that moment I change my perception to what really it is oneself, one I, manifesting in all different forms. What's the big deal of how much importance can we give to manifestation, to appearance? Oh, this ornament is miserable, what shape it is, Well, it's gold. So this, Swami used to say, then these fellows are fighting. The bangle is in here, and then this chain is in the, in the neck. The bangle becomes very jealous of chain. I'm always worn by this, this is a maid servant, wearing this bangle, and all the time he's banging, and that's called his bangle, he keeps on banging with vessels, utensils and clothes, and the poor thing is all the time suffering. How protected this chain is. How nice would it be? And that poor chain says, how lucky this bangle is. Nobody looks at me because it's always covered with cloth, And everybody looks at this and it shines in the sunlight and, so it draws attention of everybody. So moment the separation is created, duality is created, there cannot be nothing but jealousy, nothing but insecurity, nothing but fear. And he said, that's what causes misery, nothing else. And I can hold on to that and can do whatever you want to do, nothing will change. As long as duality is asserted, so long nothing can change. The only way to solve the problems is recognizing that it all arises from division. And division that I have created, my mind creates, not division that really exists. This Bengal can fight with these fellows and they can do what they want as long as the thing that we are separate, recognizing that this is myself. I'm gold. This is also gold. Everything disappears. Moment you see yourself, that's the way to resolve the problem in the mind. Suppose the mind is working up with something. As I say, we don't need anything other than our mind to get worked up anyway and become miserable. So when the mind is working up, remind the mind, hey, wait a minute. Who are you bothered about? Who are you talking about? Oh, Swami, that person, and who is that person? Oh, don't you know Swami, that person? Yeah, who is that person? What's the reality of that person? What's the costume part? What's the real part? Realize the same Asti, Bhati, Priyam, consciousness, self alone manifests as that. Who are you fighting with? And so, this ultimate solution to all the problems. Mrityosya mrityam gacchati yeh nanaiva pashyati. Upanishad says one who sees duality goes from one death to the other, meaning every moment there is death. Every moment there is conflict. Every moment there is suffering when there is a perception of duality. So, even Shruti herself, doshopi veta shrutya mrityor mrityum sagacchati yeh pashyati nanatvam. Yeh naneva pashyati. Maya, all right. How much can we say? Because we can't blame anybody really for saying duality. The author gives also an explanation. How come we do this? Maya vanchito nara. Human being is cheated by Maya, is misguided by Maya, is taken for a ride by Maya, and so he sees what is not there and creates duality which is not there. That is because of the intoxication of Maya. So any seeing person will not do that. He is deceived by Maya. So when you get intoxicated, you see all kinds of things, isn't it? See all kinds of things. So we see all kinds of things which are not there. The intoxication makes me imagine so many things which are not there. And so also intoxication of ignorance, intoxication of Maya makes me think the duality, divisions which are not there. And then watches me suffering, maybe laughing. So Maya, Vanchita, so ultimately poor Maya, somebody has to be blamed, you know. Dadyam kīrevavartād avartāntara māshuvai vrajanto janmano janma labhante naiva nirvrutim. So Upanishad, Panchadashi says. This describing the state of this poor fellow says, Nadyam Kita Ivavartad, same author, same Tikakara, he has written this book called Panchadashi. In that book, Panchadashi describes this. Just as in a river, a little worm is being swept and goes into one whirlpool, and a lot of struggle comes out just to go to another whirlpool. Comes out third whirlpool. Mrityos mrityum gacchati. Avartat avartantaramashu. Immediately from one whirlpool goes to another whirlpool. Similarly, this poor jiva. Prajanto janmano janma. Labhante naiva nirvrutim. So poor Jivatma, from one whirlpool, this one embodiment goes to another one, and from the third one, and he never gets respite. All of this is because of seeing duality. Seeing duality means division. Feeling I'm excluded by others, others exclude me. I exclude them, they exclude me. That's all. So this is what the Vedanta's solution is. Vedanta's diagnosis, it diagnoses the cause of suffering. Yeha naneva pashyati, one who sees the duality. And so, but if duality was real and if you see it's okay, but it's not there, it's projected. So all these verses are to say that there is no division. Nothing stands apart from Atma. Atma stands apart from everything, but nothing stands apart from Atma. B is equal to A is not equal to B. Atma is not equal to B. Atma is not Jagat. Atma is apart from Jagat, but Jagat is not apart from Atma. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Yo Namaha. Hari Om.